Well, finally, the good news we've been waiting for is here. The vaccine approval has come in, and on my screen is the man who took a risk and kept the faith and belief that by using his experience, his enterprise, he will be able to save lives. And that's what has happened. Serum Institute has got the government approval. Mr. Poonawalla, congratulations. Trust me, I can share with you the sentiment in the country after that approval, and the fact that you have got vaccines ready is extraordinarily high. So your faith and your belief and your technology and your firm has delivered extraordinarily in record time.
Yes, thank you. You know, it's been a big relief when we got the approval finally, and now we can roll out the vaccine in a few weeks. It's definitely going to bring in the new year of 2021, you know, with high spirits, and everyone can rejoice. But of course, we'll have to expect the vaccine to come slowly to everybody, and it's going to take a few months, if not a year, till everybody in India gets it. But I think the most vulnerable people and categories, as you've heard from the government, also will get it very soon. So this indeed is great news.
Okay, let me ask you basic questions which for a change are not business dominated. The approval has come in, but this approval is a conditional approval, and my understanding is that some more paperwork is still required. So what is the progress on the paperwork, and how soon do you think the first vaccine will be dispatched by you?
No, so let me clarify, there's no paperwork required. All the data has been given. The restrictions on the license have been made by the government to only for Serum Institute to supply the vaccine only to the government of India, and they get to decide, or rather they've already decided where to give it free to the most vulnerable categories. You know, the elderly, the frontline workers. They've put a restriction and embargo on exports and to the private market, where we can sell it freely and offer it to everyone who wants it, because initially with the supply constraints, the government wants to control the supply to ensure that it goes to the most vulnerable populations.
When do you think the first dispatch will actually happen?
I think about 10 days from now. 7 to 10 days from today.
Okay. And in the first dispatch, how many dosage of vaccines you would be dispatching?
Probably upwards of 10 million doses to begin with, and going up to 60, 70 million doses, you know, over the next 1 month.
Okay. And as of now, what has been your last communication from the government? Are they ready to pick up the 70 million vaccines which are ready with you?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've had a lot of discussions orally, and we're just waiting for the final sort of paperwork and purchase orders to come so that the formalities can be completed, and then we can dispatch the material. We're just awaiting the locations of where the vaccine needs to be delivered. And, you know, our logistics team is in touch with them, and everything is planned out. As you heard, dry runs by the government have already taken place so that you have a smooth offtake. And so everything is ready. And as I said, in the next 7 to 10 days, based on all of this, we will be able to supply, but we don't have a firm commitment or agreement with them in place yet. We have been making this product, as you rightly said, at risk, in anticipation that the vaccine will work and the people of India will take it. So I hope that that still happens.
And what is your current monthly production and how many vaccines you will be able to produce in the month of Jan, Feb, or let's say this quarter?
So every month we can produce 50 million doses for the government of India, which is what we've indicated. And that can go up as and when the requirement increases. You know, with these restrictions in place, we can't increase the production because if we do make a lot of product, there's a shelf life on it. We can't then give it to the private market or export it. So we have to, you know, balance it all out. And once these restrictions are lifted, we can produce even more than what we're producing today.
Have you made an appeal to the government that you are you want to explore the idea of making the vaccine available in the export market, in the private market?
Yes, I think those discussions are going on nicely. And as long as they feel, I think, satisfied that the people of India will be given priority and get enough vaccine supply, we do believe in the coming weeks they will ease these restrictions as well. That's the expectation from our side.
Okay. Now, if I recall our previous conversations and what we've spoken on various forums, is that you are not looking at really making a lot of money out of the government supply. However, you are also conscious of the fact that you are an entrepreneur and you need to take care of profitability. So at what price broadly the vaccine could be available in the private market?
Right. So, as you put it, 80 to 90% of our volumes will go to the government of India, which is virtually at cost at around 200 rupees a dose, per dose. And after that, as I said, if you're talking about the private market, you've got distributors, margins, and others to be taken care of. So the MRP is 1,000 rupees, but we'll probably get about 500 to 600 rupees per dose, and the rest goes, to the distributors in the private channels and private sectors. So per dose in the private market, if a person wants to buy it, an individual or a hospital or whatever, they would have to pay 1,000 rupees per dose as a final price for the customer. And then you've got these other margins in the middle for the distributors.
Why is the efficacy number, what we've got from this vaccine, let's say from UK, which is in public information, versus what we've got from government, there is a big difference. Is this largely because of the process, or we're tabulating different data?
No, there's no difference. Let me clarify, because there was a lot of confusion around the Oxford AstraZeneca candidate. They did a trial in two different dosage regimes. One dosage regime showed a 60% efficacy and the other showed 90%. What we're recommending that everyone in India follows is the 90% dosage regime, which is that you give a gap of 2.5 to 3 months between dose 1 and dose 2. If you do that, the efficacy of the vaccine goes up significantly, your body responds better, and there's a long discussion that I won't go into right now scientifically to explain why that is, but this is what has been proven. And it's the case with a lot of other vaccines. The longer gap you keep between doses, the better efficacy you get, both for the short term and the long term. And that's what we're recommending, and that's where we will end up, in India as well.
So the number of vaccine doses which you're sharing with us, I'm assuming that one vaccine stands for 2 dosage.
No, it's 2 shots, right? So one vaccine is given, let's say today, and then you wait 2.5 months or so, and then you give the second shot. So when I said 1,000 rupees, it's 1,000 rupees per shot, per dose. So a person would have to pay 2,000 rupees in the private market, and the government would need to pay, 400 rupees for the 2 doses for the government programs.
Okay. And the total number of vaccines also, which you said is ready with you, I would imagine that that has to be divided by 2 to understand the entire dosage.
Yeah, naturally, but don't forget, because there's such a gap, if we vaccinate we can vaccinate even 50 million people, in January, for example, and then wait 2 or 3 months and then give them the next shot. So in February, you'll vaccinate another 50 million and so on, going up to July, which is when the government wants to target, at least 300 million people to be vaccinated.
So I just have two quick questions, which perhaps is of a broader audience right now here, is that in terms of the broader logistics and supply management, what are the challenges do you see?
Well, these dry runs were designed to really look at what challenges would come up. The government's done a great job there. We've got cold chain trucks and machinery ready. We've got the warehousing ready, healthcare workers to inject the vaccines to the patients ready. Look, in any major campaign, there could be hitches. You've seen what's happened in the US. Things may be a bit slower than expected, but we're all in it together. We're trying our best. We don't know what hitches could come up. We've tried to look at all the possible areas where things could go wrong in the cold chain, in the storage, in the administration, and we've tried to address those. So let's wait and see how it goes. And it's going to be a learning experience. Every month we'll learn how to do things better, faster, more efficiently. So let the program start, and then we can comment on that.
And once the vaccine rollout will start and you will also start getting more data, would you be able to perhaps move higher in terms of making a better vaccine, or this formula is going to stay for long?
No, so as I said, if we do the dosage regime with a 2.5 month gap, you're reaching 90% efficacy, which is a great figure. And that's been proven in the trials abroad as well. So I don't think you need to improve that further. We've got other vaccines coming around in about 4 to 5 months, which may be the same or better and have certain other advantages or disadvantages. So we'll wait and see. But I think right now we're very satisfied and happy with the efficacy result that we have from the phase 3 trials. And, as other Indian vaccines made in India also have to complete the efficacy trials before which we can conclude how effective those vaccines are. So we welcome as many new vaccines to come about and be launched in India, both by Serum Institute and other manufacturers, because we need a lot of vaccines for a lot of people.
How does one go about choosing what is the right vaccine or the wrong vaccine? I'm asking you again a very basic question, because it looks like Indians will have choice now.
Well, they won't have a choice for a few months, because we're the only vaccine which has proven the efficacy, and you've got Pfizer and Moderna as well with efficacy results. No other vaccine in India or abroad, China, Russia, anywhere else has proven efficacy and has a score. We have a score, as I said, ranging from 60 to 90%. Pfizer and Moderna is 90, 95%. We wait and welcome other vaccines. And once those efficacy results are made public, only then can I comment on how people can choose different vaccines. So we'll wait for that day to come.
I'll make 2 more quick questions, and then I know you've got a busy day ahead. Personally, have you taken the vaccine? Because I saw you at the last press conference, you were not wearing a mask. I'm assuming that you took the vaccine?
So this is my final comment. You will get a video and a photo tomorrow of me taking the vaccine. As soon as we are licensed officially and we get the letter from the DCGI, only then can I take it. And I will take it and put it out, for everyone to see as an endorsement. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate and good luck. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, that was Adar Poonawalla. Doesn't get bigger than this. And he really briefly outlined, shared, and expressed very basic things. The vaccine, according to him, the government should start picking it up from them in next 10 days. Vaccines are ready. Somewhere in next couple of months, they expect the vaccine should also be available in the public market. So that's Adar Poonawalla for you. The day finally has arrived. The vaccine has been approved. Now it's the rollout, it's the process which is going to be important. Remember, vaccines don't say vaccination, viruses. It is vaccination which kills the virus. So vaccines do not kill the virus. Vaccinations kill the virus, and that is what we should really focus on. For the moment, that's it on this special program. But yes, you heard from the man himself, who's really answered a lot of questions about the vaccine availability and how soon the rollout will happen.